Hi guys, I'm jumping in early. I've got so many things going on today and some meetings I need to run out to and all kinds of fun stuff going on for November. So this is going to be a little bit shorter one. I really just wanted to check in and say hi. I wanted to say thank you so much for all your support last week when I also flew down to San Diego, went to a family's funeral. That was really great, and then had some surprises. Had a brother show up who has been estranged from our family for 7 years, and you know, lots of emotions around that. Great to see him, good conversations, and a lot of stuff coming up. So anyway, hi everybody. We're going to do this quick. And also the other thing I just want to touch on, I said last week that we would talk about the power of the spoken word. And then I got down to San Diego and just kind of needed to stay with my own processing. So just sent you a quick live stream from the beach at Coronado Island and you know, just thought maybe we'd pick it up a little bit here. So let me just pause for 1 second for anybody who's new here. Say hi, I'm Barb Beck. My company is Revolutionary Love, and everybody here who's watching these live streams or who has gone to my website and signed up for my newsletter is saying yes to being part of this Revolutionary Love tribe. And my tagline is Revolutionary Love, let's do this different. And so what I love about all of you here is that all of you in some way or another have said yes to that, let's do this different. And as you all know, that let's do this different, let's do this love thing different, you know, let's do this relationship thing different, let's do this dating thing different, let's do this marriage thing different, all comes back to ourselves. Let's begin to do this different from our end. Let's start strengthening the relationship that we have with ourselves so that that can have a positive influence and a wonderful effect on everybody in my life. So that's what everybody here is doing and saying yes to. And, you know, learning from these teachings every Wednesday, if I can, I try to make it every Wednesday at 11 Pacific time to give you just what I hope is a powerful, not a superficial teaching. There's a lot of that out there. I want to help take the things that we're always contemplating or wondering about or struggling with or excited about and take them and go a little deeper with them. So I hope that's what you're getting here. I hope that's why you're here. I'm just going to say hi really quick and I'm going to jump in. So hi Mike, how are you doing? Hi Matt. It's so nice to see you guys here. And can I just say, I'm going to say this whether it's appropriate or not. I get frustrated. That's putting it nicely. I get frustrated with people who decide to start, you know, saying there's no good men out there when they're dating. Men don't do this work. I hear this all the time. Men don't do this work. You know, well, how come I have so many men here on watching this live stream? How come my practice, my coaching practice, has always, since I started 21 years ago, has always been filled with at least half of my clients being men, sometimes more. Okay, so that's not true. Matt, Mike, all of you on here, all you great guys on here doing your personal work, interested in personal growth, interested in what I'm talking about, you know, self-discovery, building a good, solid relationship with yourself. You know, there are great men out there doing this work. So I digress. I needed to just say that when I looked here and was seeing once again, all you great guys, Marcial Yapo, all these people, Brian Rice, my husband, Brian Hathaway, my brother, Doug Beck, all these people, hi Jan, hi Maureen, they're doing great work, and all these guys that are doing great work, along with you wonderful women. So, okay, sorry, had to get off track there. So, Revolutionary Love, I'm Barb Beck. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, please go to revolutionarylove.com and do that, because you'll get a free download of my little book, Love, Sex, and the Spiritual Path. And then you'll get a weekly newsletter that'll tell you the things going on. And I've got a lot of things going on, starting in February and going into March. Some events, some talks, that kind of thing. I'll put them in the newsletter next week. I'll list them on my Facebook page. I'll just mention a couple right here really quickly. Next week, February 7th on Wednesday, I will be on AM Northwest, that's our local TV station here, talking about that lovely topic, sex. Where has the sex gone? So that'll be really fun, and I hope that you guys, if you're local and you can tune into that you'll watch that show. I think it's like 9 a.m. in the morning. I'll post that on February 7th, Wednesday. That afternoon I'll be recording with the lovely Della Ray on KBOO, a radio spot, and I'm not sure when that's going to air. I think it's a couple weeks later, so I'll be doing that next Wednesday. And then on February 21st on Wednesday, I'll be doing the Wednesday evening talk at the New Thought Center for Spiritual Living in Lake Oswego. So if you're in the Portland area, I would love, 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 love to have you come. It's just 1 hour from 7 to 8, and I'm going to do this really cool thing about love letters. And what we're going to talk about here just for a couple of minutes is the power of the spoken word, power of words, and that includes the power of written words. And so I'm going to talk about the power of writing words in a love letter to anyone, to a lover, to a child, to somebody who's passed on, the power of words and what that activates in us. And we're actually going to sit there, I've got stationery, and we're going to write a love letter. So if any of you have thought about coming to a Wednesday night service at the New Thought Center for Spiritual Living in Lake Oswego, please mark your calendar and come to this one. It's going to be really great, and I would love to see you there. If any of you have thought, yeah, I don't go to church, I don't do that thing, I'm not going to show up for that kind of thing, please mark your calendar and come to this one, because it's really going to be fun. We're going to do something powerful. We're going to together write our own personal love letter to someone. So please mark your calendar. I want to see you there. And if you've got any questions, let me know. All right, let's jump in really quick. The power of words. If any of you have been around me or listened to me for any length of time, you've heard me say over and over and over, I believe in the power of the spoken word. For me, it has created big change in my life. It has activated what I need to have activated in the universe. It has begun manifestations on things that I've really, really wanted or really, really wanted to stop. How I came to believe myself, intellectually I had read it and got it. How I came to absolutely believe in the power of the spoken word and the power of words for me in my life and spiritually was through having meltdowns. That's how it began. Because I would do affirmations and I would meditate and I would speak quietly to myself and I would speak to myself about what I wanted or didn't want or whatever. And there'd be so much time that would go by that nothing in my mind would happen. And yeah, back then I wasn't a very patient person either. But sometimes I just couldn't figure out what was going on when the spiritual principle and belief is that there is power in your words and when spoken, that they activate, support and love and help from the universe. And what would happen would be I would end up getting so frustrated that I would end up, and this is the truth, I know you all know that I swear a lot, I would end up saying, God, damn it, I'm sick and tired of this. This is what is going to stop now. Or, God, damn it, this is what I want in my life now, and I am sick of this not being here, and I'm going for it, and I want it. So I know all of you are hearing me. What was the difference? That manifestation started then. What was I doing different? What was I activating? You can hear when I'm giving you those examples. It was the conviction in my voice. It was the energy. It was me getting to the point of frustration, had to learn that one, that I didn't have to wait till I got frustrated and angry. But what happened was it was activating in me energy, conviction. I suddenly meant what I was saying, what I was meditating around, what I was speaking in prayer. I suddenly meant it. And many times I realized that when I was doing affirmations or speaking my word or whatever, in the back of my mind, I was doubtful. I was thinking, la 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 la, I hope, la 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 la, affirmation, whew, it hasn't happened yet. I wonder if it's ever going to. And that does not create anything. That cannot manifest or start to create change around anything when the energy is flat and not supporting it. Okay, so that's the one thing I wanted to share. If we're talking about the spoken word in your life around things that you are trying to activate or create or want change around, more of or less of, you don't have to have a meltdown like I had to do. You can simply start to get into the feeling tone of what you want or don't want and mean it and speak the words out loud. Don't say them just in your head. Speak the words out loud. There is power and energy in our words, and the universe listens and then knows what to support, how to start to move energy through to you. So feeling tone and conviction, absolute conviction. So try that this week. Okay, so there's one thing. Now I want to talk about the power of words. When, as kids, we were usually taught, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's BS. Words absolutely hurt us. Now, do we want to make sure that we have a good practice of being able to let go? Guys, sorry. Yes, we absolutely want to have a practice where we let go of things. We don't want to hold on to things. But, let's be honest here. If someone slings some nasty comment at you, or you get a hater or whatever that says something really hurtful, or a family member has said something that's sharp and cutting, or a partner, whatever, it stings. It hurts. In the same way that if any of those people say something so kind and acknowledging and loving to us, it can't help but touch our heart. It can't help but go in and have us feel warmth and love and generosity ourselves. We're human beings. So I want all of us to think, especially as we move into this month of love, where we focus on love, let's take this month of February, which is tomorrow, and really think about the power of our words and whether we're using them constructively or destructively. That requires us to take a pause, doesn't it? It really requires us to have the ability, if we're with a spouse, a partner, someone that we're close to, and we get upset or triggered, or we have a disagreement, or we can see that there's a big difference going on between us, that we have the ability, again, now we're talking about our work with ourselves, right? A strong personal foundation. To be able to take a deep breath and a pause and consider our words. I would rather have you zip it and not say anything, or say, I can't respond right now. I need to be quiet right now, and turn and walk off for a minute, than to say something that you will regret saying, wound someone with mean-spirited words or comments, and then have the fallout of this and all of the repair work that needs to be done, especially in an intimate relationship or a good friendship, that comes from words that just got thrown out there. We do not need to speak words because we feel something. So stay with me here. It is very, very important that we have conversations, open up dialogue, speak truths with people when we feel the need to do that. What we want to make sure that we don't do Guys, I keep getting interrupted here. What we want to make sure that we don't do is speak those words in reactivity. There's a huge difference between speaking words because we feel a feeling or we get triggered or whatever, and boom, we say this. That's reactivity. That's not responding to anyone. And quietly breathing and pausing and noticing what's going on in our body and that we're having a reaction and owning it and being quiet if we need to be quiet in the moment. Saying to somebody, I'm going to need to pause here because I don't think I'm able to have this conversation right now about this. I will come back to this with you, but it'll be when I've been able to center myself or calm myself. If you can just learn that, especially in intimate relationship, it will change everything for you. People ask me, how can we stop these crazy arguments, these looping arguments that we have over and over again? You start right there. You start by zipping it, by being quiet, by not opening your mouth out of reactivity and saying something based on a feeling or a sensation or a trigger that you're experiencing. That's how we stop that. And it can be done. I know because I used to be a ball of reactivity in my 20s and early 30s, and it absolutely can be done. Yeah, thumbs up on that, right? So, using our words constructively and not destructively, taking a pause, understanding that our words absolutely do have power, whether they are mean-spirited words, hurtful, or whether they are loving or kind, they have a positive or a negative influence on the people around us. I'm not saying they will change someone else's behavior. They might. That's not your business. But they go in. Just think right now. Here, put your hand on your heart or whatever. Just think, if you listen to words and a tone, put together the powerful, powerful effect that words and tone have in our bodies. So just, if you want to close your eyes, put your hand on your heart. I want you to feel this. So just feel what this feels like when you hear these words and this tone. Just see how it resonates in your body. You are so ridiculous. What is your problem? Just feel that. Are you telling me that those words don't have power? They do. And if they're not true, and if they're hurtful, you suddenly have been put into a position where you have all this work to do to go up into your thinking now right away and start to clear it out, which is what we need to do if we come across mean-spiritedness. We need to start self-talk, generate, that's not true. I don't need to take that on because somebody's saying it. I don't know what's going on with this person, but this is their stuff and I'm going to stay out of it. I feel this in my body. I'm going to allow it to move through me and clear all the way out and not hang on to it. But look at the work that's required. Do I want you to be able to do that work? I do want you to be able to do that work. And that's what you need to do immediately. That process I just showed you, boom, you go right into your thinking mind and you negate it, you stop it, you cancel it, and you clear it out. But did you feel it in your body? Hell yes. All right, let's do a positive one that's in there. Put your hand on your heart, and if you can, close your eyes just for a minute. And see how these words and the tone feel as they resonate through your body. I love the person that you are. Just being around you always makes me feel better. Thank you. Can you feel that? Have you had somebody say that to you? Have you said that to somebody? I want to say that to all of you. I love all of you here. And the fact that all of you are committed to doing personal work, and I acknowledge you. And I appreciate you, and I love you for that. And I love the positive influence that you're having on the people around you and in your world. And I mean that with all my heart. Look at the power that those words have. Have you thought about who's in your life right now that you could acknowledge just with a simple word or comment? They're powerful. Our words are powerful. The Buddhists speak about right speech. Right action is what I'm always talking to you about. Building a personal foundation so that you are living yourself and showing up in your life from a place of integrity, having your own personal honor code that you hold yourself to, being able to set boundaries with others so that you say no to behaviors that you don't want to come in or be around or experience. That's right action. Holding yourself to right action, the Buddhists would speak of. The Buddhists also speak of right speech. And that means we pause first and we don't just speak because there's silence and we feel the need to fill it up. We don't need to do that. That we think about what we want to say. And that if we decide that there is something important to add to a conversation, we do it with respect. We do it with humility. We do it with a kind tone. We can do that even when we're angry. There's nothing wrong with being angry and saying, wow, this really has upset me. This is really not okay with me. But if you notice in my tone, I am speaking respectfully. And I am using a kind, calm tone, and I am doing it with humility. We have that responsibility to show up as the men and women that we say that we're going to be, adding to this life, not taking away. And the last thing that I want to add here that we never speak about, the power in cleaning up our words. You know, there is power in forgiveness, but there is power when we're forgiving or asking for forgiveness in cleaning up our words. And what I mean by that is this. I've had this conversation with a couple of people recently, and I have this all the time with my clients who are married and going through some kind of crisis where there's been a betrayal, somebody's had an affair, somebody's going through a midlife crisis. There's arguments going on. People are slinging things back and forth and really end up with some hurtful, mean things being said to each other. And then maybe they get to the point where they're building back or repairing. What people tell me more often than not is it's not so much the physical act, you know, picturing my spouse was kissing someone else or whatever that I can't get over. That was hard, but I can get over that. It's not so much that I can't get over that my family member and I, you know, got into this big argument or whatever. What I'm having trouble getting over, and then they'll tell me like one sentence that was said that was so deeply wounding, so mean-spirited, so hurtful, that even when they're trying, really, truly trying to just let everything go, move into forgiveness, and move forward, when they're not even thinking about it, that sentence will come back to them. That thing will come back when they wake up in the middle of the night or when they're moving forward with this close friend or this family member and trying to get past it. And then they'll remember this one sentence that either just wounded them deeply, pissed them off, or broke their heart. I believe if we're really committed to repairing something with somebody, and we have been the one to say something that was that mean or that hurtful, I believe that we've got to address it. That we can't just come in and say, hey, I am really sorry for all the things we said. I don't think we can even say, hey, I am really sorry for all the things I said. I know I said some hurtful things. If they really just were some kind of hurtful things and you guys were in an argument, maybe that's going to work. If you know something was said that caused a deep, deep wound, or that was meant to really knock the legs out from under this person or deeply wound them, I believe you've got to address it, because that wound is there and the words were used as a weapon. What do I mean by that? If you're apologizing and trying to clean something up, I believe that instead of saying, I am really sorry for the hurtful things that I said to you, that you've got to go right to the one thing that you know caused the deepest pain and say, let's take an example of a client of mine who's married, that the spouse, the woman said in anger, you know what? I actually don't think I've ever really loved you. Okay, my client, they're repairing, they're rebuilding, they're moving on. But every time they get to a good place, he remembers that his wife didn't just say, I don't love you right now, or I'm not sure if I even love you anymore, or I don't know where we're going, or I don't know if I want a divorce or not. He remembers that she went so far as to say, after 21 years of marriage, I don't know if I ever really loved you. And she said it just to be mean. Just to get him to say go. Just to have a reason to leave. And she didn't mean it. Finally, I got her to come back in and really address that comment and explain to him, not as an excuse. There's no excuse. We don't go, oh, I didn't really. She needs to say, I said this out of anger. I said it to try to hurt you as deeply as I could. I know that sounds horrible, but I'm just coming clean here. I'm telling you the truth. I never meant it. Of course I loved you all those years, and explain it and help heal the wound that was created around one sentence that broke down everything. So that's our work. That's our homework for today, you guys. Always self-reflection first. We don't go, yeah, somebody said that stuff to me. They need to come, and have that conversation with me. That may happen or not. But let's start first with ourselves. Today, go back and look at anything that you still need to clean up, where any words that you've spoken have been hurtful. Go in, clean it up, make amends, and if there was something specific you said that you know was meant to devastate someone, to hurt someone, have the courage to go in and actually address those particular words and explain them and apologize for them and add in some words of love and kindness. And then let go. Then we have to let go. Okay? Be very, very mindful of your words this week. I will be. I'm asking you to be. We have a responsibility here to add love and healing and kindness into our world. Pause. Be mindful of your words. Don't speak unless you know that you can deliver whatever it is you have to say with a measure of respect and a calm tone and humility. And it will change everything. All right. Many blessings to all of you. I will see you next week.